You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy.
Welcome, all four of us are present.
All four of us. All
Three
four
and
of
a half
us.
or 3 1/4.
Yeah.
Whichever.
Bones. The camera's that way. Get it together, Bones.
Good morning,
Good morning
everybody.
to you. I'm Monique Williams. Thanks for joining us.
And put some more clothes on. This is a family program. I'm Meredith Anderson.
Tell you what, leave them outside here. Well, we're looking at temps this morning in the 40s and even some 30s out there. Set up for a chilly morning, and then looking at highs that are going to be warming up into the middle 70s. A nice forecast for this afternoon. Nothing but sunshine. We have dropped into the upper 30s here. Clear skies, 38 degrees officially on the morning commute. The range of upper 30s to about 40 continuing here. 41 in Aiken, 48 Edgefield. Then we swing on over into Washington, Georgia, 50 degrees. So quite an array of temperatures from the upper 30s in Louisville, mid to low 40s out in Allendale, Bamberg, and Barnwell. At Planter, it's a cool one at the bus stop this morning. Temps kind of back and forth between the upper 30s to about 40 degrees, 42 at 8 o'clock, and then moving on into that afternoon Planter, which shows a nice warm up here for today. Temperatures in the 70s for the rest of the week. Not really a big cool down expected, except for the mornings that may require a jacket, with 40s and 50s all the way throughout the end of the work week. But we got a shot maybe at 80 degrees by Friday, but should be a picture perfect trick-or-treat Planter for this evening, as temperatures will stay right at about the 60s by nightfall. We'll have details on that outlook and the days ahead that will be nice and dry in just a little while. Back to you.
You try to scream.
I know, I almost want to.
You just want to break out into that automatically.
You just can't help it. This is the big day that most of your children have been waiting for. Halloween, and later tonight, or this afternoon, or even this morning if you're heading out to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, they will be dressed as witches and monsters on the hunt for some treats.
Oh yeah, lots of treats. And there's one Columbia County which will likely see a lot of those ghouls and goblins tonight, and it's all thanks to their hunting creativity. And for that, we turn to, of course, Jason Raven. He's joining us live now from Martinez with a closer look at why this has become a crowd favorite. Good morning, Jason.
I'm on Timber Ridge Drive in Martinez, where you can find some decorations just like these, and this is very intricate, very unique. They're out here having a nice little Halloween breakfast, hanging out. They got a little baby with a little drink right there, some cemeteries, little skeletons all over the place. That's pretty crazy, but this is just a little bit of what they have set up here, and you'll walk down inflatables as far as the eye can see, all kinds. There's a praying mantis right here. I've never seen one of these before. It's pretty cool, actually. It's very interesting where they found these and the different types of inflatables they have here as we're walking along. You can see some in the background. There's a clown with a free candy sign, and then right here we got a snake. It's a pretty impressive purple snake right there, and you can see the spider not too far from it, and a vulture right here. So definitely some interesting different inflatables they have that, you know, I've never seen before, and it's definitely unique. And they say their power bill isn't too high over the years, it hasn't been too high, so they're on a budget and they keep it pretty well. So big neighborhood favorite out here. People love it, and you know, it's not all tricks or treats for people when they go out on Halloween. Our Tiziana Onstead joins us right now with a look for things parents should be on the lookout for when they have their little ghouls and goblins out and about. Tiz?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Well, the biggest thing when it comes down to Halloween is obviously the candy. It's what many of the kids, even parents, look forward to on October 31st, is getting that free candy. But there should also be some safety concern in it, and there is, according to local law enforcement, that parents need to keep an eye out for, which is just checking that candy before it gets into the hands as well as the mouths of your children. Now, a big thing that they want parents to check is the wrapper of that candy. Now, if that wrapper looks like it's been tampered with at all, if it looks like it's been already opened, or if that candy looks like it's already been rewrapped or repackaged, local law enforcement says avoid that piece of candy altogether. Also, if that candy doesn't look like the candy that it's labeled as, that's a big no-no. And a big sign with candy is what it looks like underneath that wrapper. Local law enforcement says if that candy has powdery residue on it, throw it away or contact the sheriff's office automatically so they know and they can look into where that candy came from. Now, I talked to one dad who was also the chief of Harlem Public Safety, and he says these are all things that he looked for when his child was trick-or-treating, but this wasn't something that was a necessary concern when he was growing up, but he does want to put it on everyone's mind tonight when it comes down to the candy that you're getting. Make sure you're checking it before putting it in the hands of your children.
I think it's a thought in every parent's mind. You know, you want your kid to be safe. You don't want that. You don't want to think about those things, but then again, it's always in the back of your mind.
Now, talk to the chief of public safety with Harlem, as well as talking to Columbia County Sheriff's Office and Richmond County Sheriff's Office. They all say, you know, if you don't feel comfortable, if you see something that's suspicious with that candy, notify them. They will come out. They will look for it. And Richmond County Sheriff's Office says that they will conduct a field test right then and there if you're suspicious that there may be a controlled substance on that candy. Now, this is not to alarm any parent, but just to keep them aware and just a safety tip that they can keep in mind when their kids come back from trick-or-treating and to be there with them while they're trick-or-treating so they know which house that candy came from. But this isn't the only piece of advice that local law enforcement has for parents. I'll have more tips that they should be following and be aware of coming up in the next half hour.
And we've got to say, you're a pretty good witch, Tiziana.
Oh, thank you.
Looking good this morning in your costume. I know, I love it when adults dress up. This isn't just a holiday for kids. It's a lot more fun for adults when they get involved too.
Thanks, Tiz. Well, here's one example why you should take a closer look at your child's candy. One Wisconsin mother says she found a bag of methamphetamine, that's right, in her kid's bucket. This after they went trick-or-treating over the weekend. Police now are investigating. Meanwhile, the child is okay.
That's why we had some shady candy a couple years ago. There was a neighborhood that a number of parents reported to us and then sent it to the sheriff's office and had it tested. And you just can never be too careful.
You can never be too careful. And I just remember years and years ago when I was a kid, that was one of the big thing about Halloween. After you did your trick-or-treating, you came back home, you dumped it all in the floor, and you went through it. That became a part of the whole event too.
I always thought Mom and Dad were trying to steal some of my candy. I thought that was not what they were doing, but now as a parent, I totally get it.
Absolutely. Well, as Tiziana mentioned, you'll also want to stay safe while out trick-or-treating. She'll have more on that in the next half hour for sure.
Yes, but we're on your side now with some small things you can do to stay safe. If you're driving, and please remember this, lots more people on the road this evening, just slow down and make sure you obey all laws. Put the phone down.
AAA says you should also never take your eyes off your kids while they're out trick-or-treating, and don't let your children go out without you if they are under 12 years old. Now, these may sound like common sense ideas, but it can really go a long way according to officials.
Yep, just remember. Some local parents want to warn others about one of the most popular haunted houses in our area.
Yeah, they say their children who were high school-aged volunteers at Plantation Blood were assaulted by visitors while they were working. Now, earlier this month, reports say a 19-year-old exposed himself and molested two of those actors. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says there was another report of sexual assault this weekend.
An attorney for Plantation Blood says every night they have 1 to 2 deputies there, a fire marshal, and numerous house security guards to keep customers and actors safe. The owners say they no longer let underage children participate without a parent on site.
So some of you are still trying to figure out how you'll celebrate All Hallows Eve today, and we're on your side with a few spooky events that are coming up.
Some fun and safe ones, that's right. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office opening its doors, passing out goodies to trick-or-treaters from 9:30 this morning to noon. Across the river, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office also inviting some ghouls and goblins. Deputies will be dressed in their creepiest, giving out candy from 3 to 5 this afternoon.
Meanwhile, the Kroc Center of Augusta is holding its annual Trunk or Treat tonight. You can get all the sweets you can hold and show off your costumes. That's happening from 5 until 7. So lots of stuff all day long.
And don't forget, we want to see your photos of your best costumes. We absolutely love these. Look, oh, that's kind of near and dear to our hearts,
a little minion.
A little minion. Oh, we are not happy about being in a pumpkin. Just go to WRDW.com. We've got a place on our website that says submit photos and videos. There you go.
Happening today, Augusta City leaders will look into letting local bars sell alcohol this New Year's Eve. Now, since December 31st falls on a Sunday this year, full-service bars will have a chance to get clearance to sell alcohol. Now, the state lets them open one Sunday a year to sell it, but a vote could waive that.
A federal judge blocks President Donald Trump's plan to stop transgender people from serving in the military. This summer, the president made it very clear that he intended to roll back a 2016 policy that let transgender people serve. Transgender members of the military then sued, and a federal judge blocked the policy reversal just yesterday. The judge says those service members will likely win in court.
Well, we'd like to clarify a story we previously reported. The brother of a teenager wanted for a shooting at the Augusta Mall has been arrested, not the suspect himself. Now, Travis Sloans is charged with harboring or concealing a fugitive. But again, his brother, Travell Sloans, is still on the run. He's the one being sought by authorities. Officials say Travell was last seen at the mall in a dark blue Chrysler 300 on September 30th after the reported shooting.
Well, the face you want to see your child make after they realize the candy's gone because you took it from them.
The dad tax, the mom tax, right?
Yep, the chocolate is going to disappear in my kid's candy bucket after today. We'll have an outlook coming up.
The costume madness has begun here on News 12 this morning.
You got to stick with us to see what else is in store.
You never know what Tim Strong's going to do.
It's 6:10. We're back after the break. The time now is 6:13 on this Tuesday. If you're just waking up with us, we're checking how traffic is moving with one of our live eye cams. Looking live now at the Calhoun Expressway under pretty clear conditions out there and crisp as well. Not as blistering cold as it was yesterday morning, but you still might need a jacket or a sweater as you head out the door today.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. We got 30s. We got mostly 40s here, but no freezing marks yet here. Still time to change that, but I don't think we're going to be looking at the lower 30s widespread like we did yesterday. Halloween, perfect forecast, warming temperatures in the afternoon. From here on out through the rest of the week, we're going to be a little above average highs, middle to upper 70s, going all the way through the weekend. Rain chances are holding off too. We don't need that interrupting our trick-or-treat planner for this evening. And the good news is we won't have to worry about that at all. Kind of heading on into our nightfall hours with temperatures around 7 o'clock in the mid-60s. We're dropping them down in the 50s here by 8, 9 o'clock. And about 9 p.m., look for temperatures there in the 55-degree range. So we've got a cool planner nonetheless after sunset. 30s though right now. You'll want to bundle up here at the bus stop this morning from 39 to 74. Big spread in temperatures though from morning to afternoon. And here is that trend of middle and upper 70s to about 80 degrees that'll follow suit here between Thursday and Friday. And then we're just again back to that near 80 mark even at the start of the weekend. Traffic beginning to pick up. It's steady outside as we look at a clear view in Grovetown. 38 our official number right now with clear skies. Light to calm winds will be a little out of the west here later today at 3 to 6. But from 50 to the upper 30s in Washington and Thompson. 38 Louisville, another cold spot there. Low 40s cover much of our region here from Aiken to Bamberg County. Winds thankfully aren't quite as strong either. There's a few areas that wind chill may be a little bit of an issue, like in Aiken. We're looking at southwest winds around 7, so your low 40s may feel more like the middle 30s here. So just bundle up this morning. Areas definitely on the cold side. High pressure down south of us. Cold front stretching back to our west. That'll be moving on east, but really won't carry much at all as far as any change in the forecast. No real sharp drop for morning lows or afternoon highs. We're going to continue to watch those move into the 70s. So through 1 o'clock, we're dry. Upper 60s, low 70s. About 6 o'clock this evening, we're looking at temperatures still in the 70s. and some upper 60s here, but between 6 and 7 o'clock, yeah, we're going to cool quickly. 50s by 8, 9 o'clock, and then clear skies all the way through tonight, tomorrow. We see a little bit of push of cloud cover that may come in, affect areas in the eastern counties. A slight chance of a raindrop or two, maybe far eastern Bamberg County, but any rain chance is going to fall well east of the area. Afternoon highs tomorrow expected to be back in the 70s once again. So the warming trend really starts today. Sunshine, 76 degrees at or above average highs. The rest of that 5 to 7 day spread, 77 to 80 into Friday, and we're looking dry. Time change back to standard time this weekend. We fall back, gain that hour here as we move on into early Sunday morning. So set the clock back an hour, 58, 56 for lows all the way into next Monday, 6:16 on the clock.
Can't wait to see what Tim's going to be dressed as we move on through the rest of the show here.
All right, in just a few minutes, we're turning one favorite Halloween tradition into a bit of a competition. We got the pumpkins, we've got the carving utensils. Don't worry, we won't let Tim run around the studio with any of these. It's back in just a minute. Let's see who wins.
Well, look at that. Let's start off with the old 7-day. Take a look at what's going on temperature-wise here. In the 40s and 50s, that is straight up messed up, whoever that is dressed over here on the right of me. Holy cow. That was an almost change your shorts moment here when I just looked to the right. Oh, yeah. Totally not even ready for this update, but anywho, we'll be...
Show people what Tim is looking at.
Yeah, that definitely was something a bit concerning.
Yeah, it's standing in the back of a dark studio.
I go to turn on a graphic. He shows up. Look to my right. Very well. You're not packing blades up in there, are you? All right.
Someone send him back to the newsroom.
Go run out in front of Georgia Avenue here and see if you get anybody stopping. We're looking at a planner here for this afternoon that's beautiful here. Warm up with temperatures that'll be up there in the middle 70s. Not too bad of a forecast later on today here. We're looking at a rain-free afternoon with those upper 60s by lunchtime and some middle 70s here. So beautiful day, cool this evening here. So what are we doing now here?
We are carving pumpkins.
Doing something with these.
We know a lot of you have already done this by now.
Knives.
And are probably much better at this than we are.
Yeah, we're going to try our hand at it in just a few moments here.
So we're supposed to be a timer,
A
right?
little competition here.
So go.
Oh, does the timer start now?
Well, yeah, here we go. We got a minute and a half.
We're going to carve our best, most creative jack-o'-lanterns in just a minute and a half.
All
Ready?
right,
We'll
let's
post
do this.
online after the show for you all to pick who's got the best pumpkin here.
This should be fun.
Ready?
Our producer is like, ready, set, go.
Go.
All right. Oh, I started a little early. I'm sorry. This is...
Oh my gosh.
You know, I like the trend, and we've got a pumpkin
Don't
on
cut
our
your
porch
finger.
this year where people stick in the little like wooden pegs on the side, and you don't actually carve it, but it's like a face. You can get different characters, princesses, Hello
Yeah, I'm
Kitty,
going for
pirates
pirates here. I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, well, got a piece of pumpkin there.
Wow, we're trying
Could
to
you have picked
multitask
the
here.
hardest pumpkins in the world, Kenna?
Our producer,
These things aren't even
this
ripe.
is a setup.
A setup. What could
overripe?
possibly
Oh, I
go
beg to
wrong when you
differ
give
here.
2 anchors and a meteorologist knives on the set?
That's a great idea.
Someone's going to get hurt. I mean, we got Jason
have
over there.
eyes.
A minute to go.
I have
I
eyes.
already have
Which is-
hand cramping from over the weekend doing the girls' pumpkins at home.
Yeah. For the time check, 6:22 on the clock. If you're heading out the door this morning,
Love.
Oh, look at mine.
this is not easy.
He's a happy one.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Not even 20 seconds.
I'm going to cut myself, I think.
You think? Yeah.
Okay, here we
Think
go.
we should come back after the break?
It's like
I'm
cutting
almost
cement.
done. I'm almost done.
I'm done.
We're going to break. We need more time. We'll be back.
This is ridiculous.
Hi, Neil. A local fast food restaurant has added a new location. We'll be right back with the buzz on the burger biz. Well, after well over a year of delays, Gary's Hamburgers will be now flipping those famous handmade patties here at the former Wife Saver building on Bel Air Road in Martinez. Locals have made Gary's a go-to destination for years. The burger joint, of course, has the burgers, the salads, the chicken fingers, and biscuits, of course, in the morning. Gary's also has locations on Georgia Avenue in North Augusta, Washington Road, Wheeler Road, and also in Johnston, South Carolina. Well, businesses and legislators sometimes intersect a bit more than you think. Hey, that's the reason why the Columbia County Chamber is hosting a pre-legislative breakfast coming up Thursday, November 2nd in the morning over at the Savannah Rapids Pavilion. Former state rep and political strategist Ben Harbin will be giving some insights, particularly when it comes to learning how businesses can become part of the legislative process. We'd like you to be part of the process of letting us know who's going in and out of business. Just go to buzzon.biz and shoot us an email and you might win a $50 prize pack. Tomorrow's Buzz, a local company wins an award. Till then, I'm Neil Gordon.
All right, here we go. We'll put these online to see who won. We will let y'all decide.
While Tim still works on his.
A little disproportionate wingspan-wise, but...
Nice,
Yeah,
Batman.
interesting.
So, we'll let you decide and figure out what it is.
Go Dogs! Little smiley face for everybody out there.
Nice.
Good morning, 6:29 on the clock on this Halloween. I'm Meredith Anderson.
I'm Monique Williams. Thanks so much for joining us for News 12 this morning.
I'm Tim Strong, and I had to clean off myself.
Yeah, we all did.
The shavings, they're not easy to get off there.
No,
there's our mix of pumpkins this morning. We have a Georgia G. We've got
a smiley face.
And then I tried to make the bat symbol logo.
It's good.
So
I think I need to turn it around a little bit so you can see it better. I think it's pretty good, Tim.
So not bad. I hurried.
No,
this
is the G.
I still have all the phalanges. Nothing got severed, so
Which is good because
no injuries were reported.
Quick knife work.
Yeah, it is. You got to be careful with those little sawtooth little thingies. 6:30, it's chilly outside. We've got temps dropping in the 30s and 40s. Commute picking up even more. Not a bad start here. Dry, 38 degrees. A little breeze out of the west as we move into the afternoon, but cold out there at the bus stop, kids, with upper 30s to lower 40s. 8 o'clock temp about 42 degrees, but we'll do a little warming here in the afternoon. We're starting that process after midday. Noon, we're at 68, 74 by 3 p.m. Maybe a little bit warm to start trick-or-treating off before the sun goes down. Low 70s, upper 60s. That's still not all that bad. Skies will be clear, but we'll be watching those temps fall down into the 50s before 7, 8 o'clock rolls around. We'll move on into that planner, a look ahead at the rest of the outlook coming up in just about 10 minutes from now. 6:30 on the clock.
All right, thank you, Tim. Many of your little ones likely thrilled this morning. It is finally Halloween, which for them means a whole lot of candy a little later.
A lot of places in our area have been ready for weeks as well. Our Jason Raven now in Martinez getting a lot of attention there at a house there in that area. He also has a story about a local hotel with a haunting past.
Hey, well, good morning. What's Halloween without a spooky ghost story? And if you come out to this yard on Timber Ridge Drive, you'll see some ghost inflatables just like the one right next to me. But I'm here to talk to you about the Fitzpatrick Hotel in Washington. And Washington is in between Athens and Augusta, and it's got the reputation to be a little haunted. It's been around for a while now, and the architecture and design has really brought a lot of people over. And construction started in 1898 after the Great Fire of 1895 in Washington Square. Now, basically what they say is that when construction started, it was a popular destination for travelers, but locals say in the early 1980s, it was in rough shape, basically falling apart. It was renovated in the early 2000s, has been a tourist destination, and it has a reputation for being haunted, like I said, and there are different stories of forbidden lovers and visitors jumping out of windows. So that's kind of crazy, but no one really knows if those are true. But a local historian says if spirits were roaming the hotel, it would be for what could be underneath.
underneath the hotel, or at least directly behind the hotel, was the old Washington City Cemetery that dated from the late 1700s. Those graves, or at least the gravestones, were moved in the 1850s.
And staff and visitors say room 307 is haunted, and they say they've heard and seen a few things in other parts of the hotel, but don't believe whatever or whoever it is means any harm. And some workers say they've definitely walked into rooms where lights were turned off and happened to be turned on when they walked in. So whoever it is could be hoping to run up their power bill. But that's your spooky ghost story for the day for Halloween. And speaking of Halloween, there are different ways you need to keep your ghosts and little goblins safe when you're out and about. And our Tiziana Onstead joins us now, and she has a little bit more on that.
Good morning. Thank you, Jason, for that. Now, a big thing when it comes down to Halloween is obviously the excitement, the candy, but there's also some things that parents, drivers, and the kids should keep in mind tonight just to remain safe while they're out trick-or-treating. Now, I spoke to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office as well as the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, see what kind of safety precautions they should be taking into consideration before heading out the door and knocking on door to door this evening. And one of the biggest things has to do, coming from both Sheriff's Office, has to do with the groups that you're going with. Make sure there is a big group of people because safety comes in numbers, as well as they're recommending parents to go along with their child or have at least one adult with their trick-or-treating to make sure everything goes as safe and as smoothly as possible tonight while heading out trick-or-treating. Another thing the Richmond County and Columbia County Sheriff's Office says that you should do is make sure you're familiar with the neighborhood that you're trick-or-treating in. Don't go into an area that you feel suspicious about, and go ahead and go to the Sheriff's Office website and look at the list of registered sex offenders so you know whose door you are knocking on this evening. Now, safety also comes down to your child's costume. Make sure they can see out of that mask, and as well as make sure the length of that costume isn't something that they're tripping on throughout the night, as well as if it, not all costumes are bright and easy to see, so wear some reflective tape, bring a flashlight, wear some glow sticks, anything to make it easier for drivers and other trick-or-treaters to see when you're walking along the roadway tonight. And all these things are just some tips that the Richmond County Sheriff's Office says that parents should recommend to tell their kids before heading out the door, but they also have a message for the little ghosts and goblins this evening.
We were all kids once too. Don't dart out in front of the traffic, in front of the cars, going from door to door to door to door across the street. Be cautious with that. The candy's not going anywhere. It's all going to be there.
According to AAA's most recent press release, they're saying that kids, make sure you're not walking in between cars to cross the street. Go to the side, be on the sidewalk, and cross at the crosswalk or at the corner of streets, and look both ways as always. And if there isn't a sidewalk, make sure you walk on the left-hand side of the road facing traffic so cars can see you when they're coming out. And drivers, just be aware, it's Halloween. These kids are going to be coming out at 5 o'clock all the way probably till 10 o'clock this evening in the roads, walking on sidewalks, passing driveways, so be alert, be aware, drive at least 5 miles underneath the speed limit. And when I spoke to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office and the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, they say these rules are nothing new. These are things that we should follow on a daily basis. Don't dart in front of the road, look both ways, make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, have a parent next to you. So nothing new, no safety tips that are brand new, but something that they want to remind parents, kids, and drivers, because we all know that the excitement of tonight, getting dressed up, getting that candy, could get the best of us.
And Tiz, you're right. It's common sense, you would think, to a whole lot of people. And it's one of those things that you cannot repeat too many times. And I would imagine law enforcement probably suggests those same things for people who are going to some of the enclosed Halloween celebrations. You still need to be cautious. You still need to watch out, be aware of your surroundings, and parents still need to be on alert.
Absolutely. Like I said, make sure the parents are there watching over their kids, looking over the candy that they get after they get it tonight before it gets into the hands and the mouths of these little ghosts and goblins that are trick-or-treating.
Tiz, thanks so much.
Our cute witch this morning. There are also a few apps that can help you stay safe this Halloween. One is called Offender Locator Lite. It helps you find registered sex offenders in your neighborhood. Meanwhile, Life 360, Glimpse with a Y, and Family Tracker all let you track your child in real time on your phone. You can find more on these apps and other safety tips on our website, WRNY.com. WRDW.com. We also have some last-minute DIY costume ideas. If you're waking up thinking, what am I going to do? They're cheap and easy. Those are also on WRDW.com.
Do it yourself. Well, for those of you who are older, planning on a spooky good time, AAA and Budweiser want to remind you not to mix your booze with your booze. If you don't have a designated driver tonight, Georgia neighbors can call Tow to Go. Now, a tow truck will come pick you up and tow your car home as long as it's within 10 miles. Best of all, it's free and you don't have to be a AAA member to call.
Some of you are still trying to figure out how you will celebrate All Hallows Eve today, and when we're on your side with a few spooky events going on.
Yeah, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is opening its doors and passing out goodies to trick-or-treaters. Get this, starting at 9:30 this morning. That's going until noon. Across the river, Aiken County Sheriff's Office also invites ghouls and goblins out. Deputies will be dressed in their creepiest, giving out candy from 3 until 5 this afternoon.
Meanwhile, the Kroc Center of Augusta is holding its annual Trunk or Treat tonight. You can get all the sweets you can hold and show off your costumes from 5 to 7 tonight.
Lots of stuff happening tonight.
Yes, and don't forget, turn off your porch light if you don't want to participate in Halloween. There are always some houses that don't have candy or don't want kids to knock on the door. Just flip the porch light off and hopefully everyone understands what that means.
I was just about to say, if you're a trick-or-treater and you see that, keep going.
Right. Don't ring the doorbell.
Some local parents want to warn others about one of the most popular haunted houses in our area. Listen to this.
Yeah, they say our children who were high school age volunteers at Plantation Blood were assaulted by visitors while they were volunteering. Earlier this month, reports say a 19-year-old exposed himself and molested 2 of those young actors. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office tells us they are working on another report of sexual assault from the weekend as well.
And one mother says she doesn't think the haunted house is doing enough to keep those children safe.
I want parents to know it's not safe for their kids to work there. There's no supervision going on, that there's people that are just doing whatever they want.
Now, an attorney for Plantation Blood, that haunted house attraction there, says every night they have 1 to 2 deputies, a fire marshal, and numerous in-house security guards to keep customers and actors safe. The owners say they no longer let underage kids participate without a parent on site.
So this thing is a real pain to put on here.
It's amazing though.
Remember this one a few years ago?
I was a banana.
That's back around the back. Here it is here as we check out radar this morning. Try to focus on that and focus on the fact I'm actually giving a forecast here today. Setup's looking warmer. Hey, how about that for yesterday? Car wash forecast just as nice. Here as we look on into our morning commute with temperatures here in the 30s. That's for a picture off the side. 38 degrees and clear skies here to start the day off. Halloween, beautiful afternoon. Expecting temperatures to move up into the 70s here later on this afternoon. And then low rain chances. What do you think about that? That's pretty good. Yep. Thumbs up. Right there. As we move into the afternoon, our planner again with high pressure continuing to move off toward the east, right off the tip of the nostrils there from the old gorilla. As we move on eastward here, setup today looks dry. We'll look at numbers in the 30s and 40s, head on into those middle 70s for the rest of today. About 75, 76. Not a bad afternoon here as we head on into the evening forecast. 6:30, you'll probably be out doing a little trick-or-treating. Temperatures will be cooling down into the 50s here by 8, 9 o'clock. It finished up, and then we're moving into the overnight lows that'll be down into the 60s again. But even through tomorrow afternoon, not a bad setup there. Sun and clouds, middle 70s here. A planner, which again will have temperatures in the mid 60s here. Hop up there. Good grief. This thing, mid 70s here at 5 o'clock. Temperatures currently right now are cold. I'd say with 30s and 40s. Spread of highs, mostly sunny skies. 76 degrees for that high. As we get on through the rest of today, okay? Not sure I'm supposed to be up here, but
but you are.
But here you are.
Of the actual costume, you'll never see it. All right.
There you are.
Giddy up.
We're going to take a selfie of Today's God.
Enough of that.
I got a quick enough draw. Some Florida trick-or-treaters have a few unexpected dangers to watch out for tonight. How Hurricane Irma is still affecting the Sunshine State. And as Tim takes his costume off, we'll let you know it's going to be 76 and mostly sunny today.
Perfect weather for trick-or-treating. No rain in sight, which is a good thing. And as we head to break, we want to take a look at some of your best costumes this Halloween. We love seeing these, so be sure to submit yours to wrdw.com/mycapture. Look at that cute minion. Thank you so much for sending those in. It's 6:43. Stick around.
It is 6:45 on the clock on this Halloween morning. Here's a live look out over the gateway to Grovetown there. Traffic on I-20 starting to pick up. Still dark outside. The sun hasn't made its way over the horizon yet. I know a lot of kids are up early this morning getting excited. So many of them get to wear their costumes to school today. If they take a canned good, I know my daughter has to take a canned good today in order to wear her costume. But we're waiting on meteorologist Tim Strong, who is
back to normal now.
Yes.
After I demolished these lights in front of me, there's just not enough room for that costume to move around. Anywho, we're sitting with temperatures in the upper 30s, heading into what's going to be a beautiful sunny planner for today. Over the next several days, a warming trend. It's going to be upper 70s, almost 80 degrees as we get closer into the upcoming weekend. Big highlight for the weekend is that fall back in time. We're moving that clock back an hour. You get a little extra hour of sleep going into early Sunday morning, return to standard time. The temperatures, though, aren't expected to cool down much. There may be a mention of a stray shower. Right now, it's less than 20%, but we're going to keep those high temperatures right there in the upper 70s with a little southerly wind. So rain chances over the next several days are expected to be, again, non-existent here. We'll have details on the outlook and much more ahead coming up. Back to y'all.
All right, thank you, Tim, I think. People in Orange, Florida, Orange County, Florida, are having to stay even more aware while trick-or-treating tonight. The reason? Debris left over from Hurricane Irma.
Yeah, county officials say 40% of debris left by the storm still has not been picked up and could injure some little monsters who maybe can't see it. They hope to get it all cleared, though, by Thanksgiving.
Some of you still putting the finishing touches on your costumes today.
And based on some research, we might be able to guess what you'll be going as. Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, and clowns are the top 3 costumes in Georgia and South Carolina. In the Peach State, rabbits and unicorns round out the top 5. In the Palmetto State, the next most popular are pirates and also rabbits.
But if you look across the country, Wonder Woman is the most popular.
For decades, though. Think about it. Would we want to be, you know?
True, but this year, though, a whole new generation of people.
Absolutely. Well, let's be real. All Hallows Eve is really about all the sweets, and there are a few popular treats you either love or you totally hate.
Yeah, one of those, of course, you know we're talking about candy corn. Most people seem to hate it, but a poll on our Twitter account actually says a lot of you love it, a lot more than expected there. We put that out yesterday, and yeah, look at that. The love it has it. I kind of think of candy corn as what fruitcake is to Christmas, candy corn is to Halloween. Like you either love it or you don't want anything to do with it.
Absolutely. There's a big phenomenon around it, though, for some reason. Candy corn.
I'm a weirdie. I'll eat it if it's in front of me, but I won't buy it. So I'm indifferent.
I never buy it.
I'm indifferent. And I don't think a lot of people are indifferent. They're either
I don't like
one way or
candy
the
corn.
other.
Yeah. There are also some few good spooky deals to tell you about you don't want to miss today. If you show up in costume, get this, Chipotle will give you a meal for just $3. Krispy Kreme, you get a free donut. IHOP is giving away free Scary Face pancakes to kids. All these deals and more are on our website at wrdw.com. What's that age limit on the pancakes, I wonder? Can I go dressed as a kid?
Maybe. But the best part of the best freebies, of course, the candy.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, there's going to be a lot of hopped up kids today. 6:49 on the clock. We're back in a bit. Executives from Facebook, Google, and Twitter will testify on Capitol Hill today about Russian-backed posts that ran on social media sites during the 2016 presidential campaign. Facebook says ads and posts from Russian-linked automated accounts could have reached about 126 million people during the 2-year period. The company says it has since shut down those accounts.
This comes one day after 3 people are indicted as part of the special investigation into reported Russia meddling. Former Donald Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort and his longtime business partner Rick Gates are facing 12 charges, including money laundering and conspiracy against the United States.
The third person, George Papadopoulos, a former foreign policy advisor, he pleaded guilty earlier this month, admitting he lied about his dealings with Russia to the FBI. White House officials and Manafort's attorney say the charges proved the president had no part in collusion.
Well, I think you all saw it today that President Donald Trump was correct. There is no evidence that Mr. Manafort or the Trump campaign colluded with the Russian government.
Well, more charges could come. Manafort and Gates are now under house arrest.
Augusta City leaders taking a closer look at current marijuana laws today. Now, this comes after Commissioner Bill Fenoy suggested cutting the $1,000 fine to $75 and then taking jail time completely off the table. Some local leaders say it would let the sheriff's office handle bigger cases.
Well, you know, we have bigger fish to fry, but we still have people call up about those people with a little bit of weed.
It would also give the sheriff's department time to work on more serious crimes.
The Public Safety Committee is looking into this today. Deputies say they will still be able to upgrade to state charges or even bring felony charges, though, if the marijuana offense is serious enough.
Well, Netflix is pulling the plugs on one of its hit TV series. The company says House of Cards will end after its upcoming 6th season. Now, this after lead actor Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual assault. Actor Anthony Rapp told BuzzFeed Sunday that Spacey put him on a bed and laid on top of him back in 1986. At the time, Rapp was only 14 years old. Well, Spacey says he owes Rapp, quote, the sincerest apology.
All right, bus stop planner looking a bit cool this morning. Temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. We'll head on in with a warm finish in the middle 70s there. Not a bad day. Good trade-off here with sunshine.
We're trying to post all these on social media for you so you can see some of the Halloween craziness behind the scenes. That's pretty good,
This
too.
one I got to say that you got, it's got good, I can see.
Yes, you can see out of that one.
Best mask to be able to see with here.
Yeah. Our news director picked this one out
Little
by
gamey.
hand.
Kind of give us a little fashion show in front of the camera there,
come
because it
on,
looks
for real.
hilarious with the big head and the suit.
Yeah,
See?
it's
want to touch
It's a little
it.
gamey, not much ventilation. But
A little gamey.
Oh, you put a tail on
That
it.
tail.
well, Kenna gave me the tail to kind of clip on the back of my pants here. I'm doing the best I can. You guys got
You're doing great.
That was
You're doing
pretty
great, Tim. That's pretty impressive.
All right.
Yeah. We all know that your kids can have some pretty big imaginations, and for one local girl, that meant a one-of-a-kind costume.
Before the sun sets
4-year-old
on
Kinsley
her
wanted to be
16th
Disney's Maleficent for Halloween, from the one from Angelina Jolie movie. And that was what she was just quoting.
Oh, isn't it awesome? Her mom reportedly looked everywhere to find it but couldn't, so they decided to just make her own. Her horns are made from plastic cups, tinfoil, and duct tape. Creative parents there.
That's pretty awesome. You got good creativity, someone that can make costumes like that. Got to keep that person around.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Bye.
Still didn't do much in changing the weight value of the fellow, but enjoy your Halloween, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for waking up with us.
Make it a great one.